All right, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, I am sick. I am sick, man, and I got a real bad sinus infection. But nevertheless, the show must go on, man. We are live, coming at you from YouTube, from the YouTube sports community, man. We are the Real to Sports podcast, and welcome to another episode of the Real to Sports Talk Show, man. We got some good NBA and NFL news to discuss, and at the end of the show, we will have an NFL Trivia Showdown as the Real to Sports NFL Trivia Champion Q-Dogg. Q-Dogg will be putting his title on the line for the very first time against Young Mark. And we got all this and more right here, ladies and gentlemen, on the Real to Sports Talk Show. All right. Thank you guys for being here with us on this Saturday afternoon, wherever in the world you may be, man. If you guys could be so kind and generous, man, hit that thumbs up for the podcast panel. And if you are laying your eyes and ears on us for the first time, hit the subscribe button and turn on that bell for all notifications. And follow us on all social media platforms. And sign up and join our sports group, man, the Sports Group on Facebook. Now, without further ado, allow me to introduce you guys to the stars. The stars of the show, ladies and gentlemen. The Real to Sports Podcast panel, all the way down in the bayou. All the way down in the bayou, representing who that black and gold, baby. The black and gold.
The best colors of the land, baby. The best colors of the land.
The black and gold, baby. The undefeated in the Super Bowl. He represents the 504, the New Orleans Saints, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, sir.
My man.
I throw my deuces up for my boy, man.
Yeah, for Deuce, baby. Shout out to Deuce. That's GC's in the building.
What up, baby?
What up, baby? That's my dude right there, man.
Kicking it, baby.
No doubt. Mr. President, man. He is the president of the Real to Sports Group, ladies and gentlemen. He's part of the Raider Nation. My dude right there, my Raider brother. 3-time Super Bowl champion, the Las Vegas Raiders. He is Oklahoma State's alumni and the host of On the Mark. He's a heel. He is a heel, man. Young Mark.
I'm going to put that heel status to the test a little bit later on.
Yeah, man, you're a heel, man. I see you got somebody's jersey on there. Ooh.
Oh, yeah, you already know. You already know.
Yeah.
Silver and black, baby.
You already know.
The best colors in the land. What you mean?
Mark, please, though. Because my closet is right there. I'll go get a jersey for you. I'll go put on the jersey.
If you want to shoot me a Derek Carr jersey, I'll take it, man.
You can tell Derek Carr jersey.
For real,
I told you when I'm going to get my Super Bowl Sunday when I get my Derek Carr jersey.
Oh, word. You said Super Bowl Sunday?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That man said he going. Last but not least, man, he's the OG. The OG, baby. He is back for another week, man. He's the OG. He represents the NFC North Division champion. I'm talking about the mighty Minnesota Vikings. And he is also the 2022 Real to Sports Podcast MVP. And he's the Real to Sports NFL Trivia Champion. Oh, have mercy. The man got so many accolades. Oh, my God. Q-Dogg.
What's up, people? Let's go. Let's go. Come on. Come on, bring it on. Yeah, bring it on, baby. Yes, sir.
Q-Dogg, we cool, but this horn gives me bad vibes. I ain't gonna lie.
The horn gives you bad vibes. Don't start trembling yet. You know what time it is.
Don't fool with the horn, man.
No, man.
Yes, sir.
Every time you go to the horn, I see Stephon Diggs and that purple just in the air.
That Minneapolis Miracle, get a hold of you.
Boy. We got something to talk about after the show. I don't know.
I feel GC
common ground.
Hey, bro, I feel GC on that one, bro. Boy, I got memories of that too. I'm like, what in the world?
Oh, upset.
That is crazy, boy. Boy, you know it's crazy. My name, glasses falling up. Let's start this show off, man. We got XFL news and updates, man. Coming from our very own Mr. President with the segment of On the Mark. Let's go.
On the Mark with Young Mark is brought to you by the Real to Sports Podcast.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of On the Mark. I'm your humble host, Young Mark. We're going to go ahead and continue our coverage of Week 5 of the XFL. Let's go ahead and get into it. We got some good, some really good, and some not so good. We'll go ahead and get the bad stuff out of the way first. The biggest dud of the weekend. Arlington defeated San Antonio, final score 12-10. Not really too much to go over in that game. No skill position player on either team had more than 50 yards receiving or 50 yards rushing. Honestly, the real highlight of that game was Marquette King showing that he should still be punting somewhere in the NFL. On to the good stuff, though. On to the good stuff. It was the matchup that low-key delivered. I told you guys, if you were skeptical about the XFL or needed a game to give it a try, this was the game to do it. The DC Defenders went to St. Louis to take on the St. Louis Battlehawks. There was a lot going on in this game. It was playoff implications on the line. You had two of the best teams in all the XFL going at it, and they did not disappoint. It started off as a defensive battle, but eventually from the second quarter on, I got to give a shout out to my MVP of the XFL for Week 5. Man, shout out to former Baylor running back Abram Smith. That brother ran all up and down St. Louis. I kid you not.
What's his name, Mark?
Abram Smith. He finished the game with 23 carries, 218 yards, and 3 touchdowns. It felt like every run that he was taking was a first down. He literally averaged 9.5 yards a carry in that game. So shout out to the DC and their great offensive line. Jordan Tayamu didn't play that bad either. He went 12 of 18 and even scored a touchdown as well on the ground. So shout out to them. On the other side, though, AJ McCarron, I really want to give a chance to highlight him and talk about him for a moment. Throughout the season, St. Louis, they've been through some storms, they've been through some battles, but it literally feels like whenever they have number 10 under center, they have a chance no matter what. Despite some woes on offense early in the game, AJ kept his composure, kept his confidence, and St. Louis came roaring back to life. AJ McCarron finished the game 23 of 34 with 236 yards and 2 touchdowns. He really did his thing out there. Running back Brian Hill did a good job as well. And at one point they were down pretty big, but in the end they fell just short, losing to DC 28-20 on one of the last plays of the game. AJ was driving; they were going downfield, and fourth down, DC blitzed, and AJ unfortunately threw a pick that sealed the game for DC. But hats off to both teams, man. It's very likely we're going to see these two go at it again down the road. The interesting part about this game, though, is that because St. Louis lost, there's now a tie in the North Division for second place. If you remember, second place, the top two seeds in each division make the playoffs. So right now we got a tie between St. Louis and Seattle. They're both at 3-2.
So
right
two
now
in each division, the top two out of
yeah. So you have the North and the South. The top two teams from the North are playing the playoffs. The top two teams from the South are playing the playoffs.
I did not know that. Okay.
Yep. So right now, St. Louis is tied with Seattle, and then in the South you have Houston at 4-1, leading the South with the Arlington Renegades right behind them at 3-2. So looks like the South is pretty much set in stone. It looks like, just based off of what's going on so far, but the North is still anybody's game. Now, before I get to the last game of the week, which was honestly surprisingly the best game of the weekend, truly, I got a little something to show y'all. Host, can you roll that beautiful bean footage, please?
Yes, sir. I sure will. I'll fire that thing up for you, sir. What about your boy, man? What about your boy for the Vikings? Yo, that dude sucked. Oh, he sucked, though. Perez. Oh, God. Yo, he sucked. Yo, he sucks. He cannot read the defense, bro. But Perez sucks. He just sucks. He sucks. Oh, my God. Yo, that mother sucks, boy.
I'd imagine a 4-down territory situation, but Perez has enough with that. I'm taking a shot. What a catch! Badet! Touchdown!
When you say my name, put some respect on it. I ain't playing with y'all, put some respect on it.
I'm going to talk to him nice from now on.
Gotcha.
From now on.
He got me on that one, bro. You got me, Q-Dogg.
Apparently, my man Luis Perez of the Vegas Vipers, he's been listening to the show. He's heard hosts call him one of the worst quarterbacks in the XFL and repeatedly mention how much he sucks. Well, as you saw in the video, man, Luis Perez showed up and showed out last weekend. He finished the game 20 of 28, 269 yards and 3 touchdowns. Absolutely no interceptions, no fumbles. Played a really complete and clean game. This was actually very much of a surprise, I must admit. The Vegas Vipers and the Orlando Guardians, two of the worst teams in the XFL, both of them entered the game 0-4, but both of them played incredibly well. Outside of Luis Perez, for the Vipers, you had running back Rod Smith. He had 18 carries for 62 yards and 2 touchdowns. And overall, Vegas finished the game and they actually won. They got their first win of the season. Shout out to former Raider Rod Smith, getting the dub for his team. But the real interesting part about this game that I want to highlight real quick, actually, believe it or not, isn't Luis Perez. It's the opposing quarterback from the Guardians. Paxton Lynch, at some point during the game, got benched. We don't know if it was because of play or if he was hurt, but Paxton Lynch got benched again. But the person that replaced him was a brother by the name of Quentin Dormady. That name will sound familiar to those of you who watch the XFL, because if you remember, Quentin was put on the XFL equivalent of the commissioner's exempt list because it was alleged that he was selling his playbook to the opposing team, selling the plays to the opponents. And he was found not guilty after an investigation. The league reinstated him, and he pulled a Baker Mayfield. He practiced with the team for only 2 days and came out there and just absolutely lit it up for Orlando. He finished the game. This stat line is unbelievable, even looking at it. He finished the game 22 of 25, 256 yards, and 2 touchdowns off of 2 days of practice. So Shout out to Quentin. Looks like Orlando might have found their quarterback. Maybe they can turn things around. Who knows? But definitely shout out to them. That was one hell of a game. Vegas won. They won the game with a final score of 35-32. This game was clean. Neither team
Vegas
turned
won
the
a game?
ball over.
They won?
Yeah. Vegas won their first game behind Luis Perez, man. Luis led them to victory, bro.
Hey, Mike, you know what you did just now, Mike. You brought up Baker Mayfield. Man. I don't want to have to please keep that name off the show, please.
Hey, man, I had to. Hey, literally, he came in there. Quentin Dormady came in literally 2 days of practice. That's all he needed, and he only had 3 incompletions the whole game. So you got to give him man the flowers, when they do. So Quentin is definitely the top performer of the XFL for Week 5, but the MVP has to go to my main man, Luis Perez, because he finally got one over on the old host. He did what I strived to do, and he gave the ultimate. I disagree with the host to the host. So shout out to Luis Perez, and that's XFL for Week 5. Week 6 is underway right now. Actually, right now we got Seattle and Orlando going at it. Orlando is up right now, 10-9, with 1 second left in the first half. Later on, we have St. Louis going to Vegas to take on the Vipers. That is tonight at 7. Arlington and San Antonio got a rematch tomorrow at 3. Hopefully they'll have a much more offense this time around. But the main event money matchup of this week, again, if you haven't watched an XFL game and are looking for one to latch on to, highly recommend this game. We got Monday Night Football this week. ESPN2, Monday night at 7. The 2 top teams in the entire XFL, the Houston Roughnecks, travel to the nation's capital to take on the DC Defenders.
Let's go, Houston.
At 7 p.m. That should be one hell of a game. I want to see if Houston can bounce back from their first ever defeat at the hands of Seattle in Week 5. And see if DC can keep the momentum going with their 2 quarterback system. So it should be fun to watch. But host, who's your favorite quarterback in the XFL?
I like Silver from Houston.
Damn, still no love for Louise. That's crazy.
No.
You're not getting no love after one game.
Whoa, no.
But that's all I got for On the Mark this week. Host, back to you.
Yes, sir.
On the Mark with Young Mark is brought to you by the Real to Sports Podcast.
He still sucks. He still sucks. He still sucks. I don't care. One game ain't nothing to fool me. Still sucks. He's sorry, Q-Dogg. Try to change. Bro, he is terrible. But hey, and like what Sidney Dean said on White Man Can't Jump. Anybody can pull a couple passes out your ass, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You can do that. So, hey, it is what it is, man. Appreciate Young Mark, man, bringing us another segment of On the Mark, covering the XFL news, man. XFL, man. Y'all to get into it. XFL. All right, man. We got some NBA. We're going to start off with some NBA, man. Let's go. All right, man. NBA news, man. We got Michael, the greatest of all time, Jordan. The greatest of all time, Jordan. I'm going to say that again. Let me turn my chest out. Let me put my chest out when I say that. Michael, the greatest of all time, Jordan. Okay, because there's a lot of Braun guys out there, but I'm just say that there. Michael Jordan in talks to sell majority stake in Hornets, in the Charlotte Hornets, sources say. Charlotte Hornets owner Michael Jordan is engaged in serious talks to sell a majority stake in the franchise to a group led by Hornets minority owner Gabe Plotkin and Atlanta Hawks minority owner Rick Schnauer. Sources told ESPN on Thursday. No deal is imminent, but there's significant momentum on a scale that would eventually install Plotkin and Schnauer as the co-governors of the Hornets, sources say. If a sale is completed, Jordan is expected to remain with a minority stake in the franchise, sources said. Jordan, a 6-time NBA champion and a 5-time MVP, greatest of all time, is considered by many to be the greatest player. Q, they ain't hear me. Let me say it again. Considered by many to be the greatest player in the history of the game. Y'all still ain't hear me. The greatest player in the history of the game. I'm gonna leave that alone. I'm gonna leave that alone. I'm gonna leave it alone. Okay. And has been the league's only black majority owner. Jordan sold a significant minority stake to Plotkin, founder and chief investment officer of Melvin Capital, and Daniel Sudden, founder and chief. There's a whole bunch of stuff going on in here, but there's a whole lot of stuff going on here. So, GC, Michael Jordan, selling the Hornets. Good decision, bad decision?
I mean, I guess it could be good. Looking long term, like right now they stuck in the bubble, and then they're like Jordan don't want to be in that bubble no more. Like he gave it a shot, so I think it'd be a good decision for him. I think he's gonna end up somewhere else eventually. So
it's about buying another team.
Yeah, for sure.
Ooh.
But that's why he don't try to go to a team that's like already established. I have like some picks or something, so he could do it his way. But I mean, you got Bridges with the off the court issues, and you got LaMelo in the headline. You got too much going on, and it's hard to get a team together. So,
I agree. I think Jordan trying to sneak out of there on the back door of the Hornets. He just sneak out of there.
Sorry, Mark.
I know, right, Mark? OG, what you think, man? Good idea or bad idea for Jordan to sell this team?
I think he had the team for a little while now. I think it's a good idea. I kind of think that, we got to look at the type of person that Jordan is, his competitive nature. And, even though he's not playing currently, still he would want his team to be in a competitive nature, compete for in the playoffs and in the, consider maybe making it to the NBA championship. And since he's been there, they haven't done neither one. And so I think that kind of rubs that's kind of like, it's kind of bothering him. And even though that, he can't really get out there and help the players, but still that nature in here burns inside. He would want his players to be competitive like him. I think a lot of players like that, that's the mistake when they come out and retire. That's the mistake that they make. You cannot expect this generation type player to be like those type of players back then. I don't really think these type of players in this generation, I'm not saying all of them, but, it seemed like back then, 80s and 90s, people were really, a lot of teams were really competitive. A lot of teams. You had good teams everywhere. But here now you have teams here and there. You could just name a few good dominant teams. But I think because the competitive nature doesn't rely in a lot of players. I think with the big money contracts and everything, and I just think that just because of his nature and the way he is, they're not perceiving his expectation. He gave it time and time and years and years, but they still haven't not gotten the playoffs or NBA championship. And I don't think that suit well for him. And I think the way he is, I think it's best for him to sell the team.
I definitely agree with that, Q-Dogg. I definitely agree with that. All right, Mark, you are the lone Charlotte Hornets fan here, brother. Good idea, bad idea?
First of all, I just want to thank the man above, man, for this blessing that he bestowed upon me.
So that means good.
This is a phenomenal idea. Q-Dogg, OG, and I respect you. I got to disagree with you wholeheartedly. it's not the players, it's Michael Jordan. As great of a basketball player as he was back in the day, the dude is horrible at making personnel decisions on the team. Just to
Yeah.
give you guys some examples of what I'm talking about here. Within 3 picks of the Hornets pick, Jordan has passed over the following names. He could have had my main man Dame Lillard, but he took Cody Zeller. Could have had Giannis Antetokounmpo, but he took Michael Kidd-Gilchrist. He literally drafted Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, but traded him in exchange for Miles Bridges. Bridges was okay. I will not deny that. But you could have had SGA or Dame Lillard or Giannis, and you passed on all 3 of them. And that's just in recent history. He's only really hit on 2 draft picks, that being Kemba Walker and LaMelo Ball. And just like I said, overall, his personnel decisions aren't the best. I'm happy for it. I really wanted to see a change within Charlotte because I'm tired of being in purgatory, like, not good enough to make the playoffs or to win a championship, but not bad enough to get a high draft pick to help build something on the team. So this is a glorious day for me, and I think a new voice and a new leadership is definitely needed in Charlotte. From what I've read, he's still going to maintain minority ownership in the team, so he'll still be making bread off of it. But I think his focus now is shifting away from the Hornets and trying to put more time and effort into his new NASCAR team. So if that's what he wants to do, all power to him. But please don't let the door hit you on the way out, man. Please.
Yeah.
Well, see, I feel like you're looking at it wrong, Mark, because you're looking at the players that like who they are now. If you'd have told me Giannis was going to be the most unstoppable person in the league at the way he was built at the time, I'd have laughed. Like, ain't no way this little skinny kid is going to be, he going to bulk up into the Hulk and just run over people all game. I mean, that. But I mean, like, you can't predict who players going to become.
True.
You're right, but at the same time, though, if during the NBA draft, the analysts are saying the Hornets reached for a player, they're saying that in the moment based off of who that person is at the time. I don't know, man. Like I said, I just hope whoever takes over the team will be able to do a much better job at bringing talent into Charlotte because the Hornets fan base is ready for a winner. We've been dying for it. We need something to help people forget what we did in that NBA draft all them years ago with a certain Laker great, that could have been doing great things in Charlotte. But I'm just ready for a change. I need at least one of my sports franchises to bring me some wins, man.
You disagree with Q because you said it's not the players. It's
I don't necessarily blame the players. It's like I blame the players should take accountability for their off the court issues, like Miles Bridges, for example. I'll give you that. But Jordan's evaluation of talent, I don't feel like is the best.
I agree.
Because you're one of the best guards in NBA history, yet again you passed on Dame Lillard in the draft for Cody Zeller. You know what I mean?
True, and that's all Michael. I mean, of course, this is Michael Jordan's part in taking that, but I mean, he takes the blame. The players get the blame too. I mean, yeah, even though he draft, still they got to perform.
Yeah,
he just picks them. Yeah, they got to play. Yeah. I mean, dog or not dog. I mean, you still got to go out there and play. I mean, he missed, like you say, Kemba and Ball is the best 2 guys that he drafted. I mean, I never understood just North Carolina, period. Charlotte, Carolina. I don't understand it. Like, they just do not go and get dogs. They do not go out and spend no money in free agency. And every year in the free agency in the NBA, I'm like, okay, Charlotte should be Michael Jordan is a billionaire. And it's time for you to do something for the city of Charlotte. It's time because that legacy, that Larry Johnson, Daryl Curry, Muggsy Bogues, all that legacy is like, like what?
It's a mural of those guys in Charlotte. But the thing, like with the Hornets in general, they've always like been plagued by bad management and bad personnel decisions. Because you had like at one point, like you were mentioning, we had Grandmama Larry Johnson, you had Alonzo Mourning, Del Curry, and Muggsy Bogues all on the same team, but management got rid of all of them, sent them off elsewhere. So,
but what I'm saying is the bad decision that's going on, that those guys back there that paved the way for the Hornets now, man, it's gonna be a faint memory because they're so bad right now. They're just so bad. And you got and I know I just promoted him as the greatest of all time, but yeah, he may be the greatest basketball player of all time, but you're not the greatest owner.
Yeah.
You know, not
under his watch, and this is like probably the stat that hurts me the most. Under Michael Jordan's reign as owner with us, the Hornets, well, at the time we were the Bobcats, posted the worst record in NBA history.
Yeah, hell yeah. The Bobcats was awful.
That's not the kind of stuff you know.
Michael Jordan needs to take Paige out of Jeannie Buss. He really needs to, because one thing about Jeannie Buss and the Lakers is, and I hate to say it this way, but that lady got balls, because she took she took a chance, bro. Like she year after year after year, she took chances. I mean, she got of course the Buss family got Shaq down there, and here comes Kobe, and then here comes championships and Fisher and this and Ori and blah 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 blah. And they built a legacy throughout the years. And man, Buss, she took chances, bro. And I think Michael Jordan, if he'd have just took a chance, Charlotte would have been definitely back on the map. Because I thought when I first got the news that he became owner, I was like, oh snap, like we finna get, Charlotte Hornets finna come back from what I know back in the 90s with Charlotte Hornets. I'm like, okay, Michael Jordan, okay, but.
I mean, you can't go from the Bobcats to the Hornets thinking you're gonna be winning. I'm just saying.
I think that was a move that needed to be made, just because of again, the entire time the Bobcats existed, they were horrible.
Yeah.
So I feel like that name and the colors and all that kind of stuff, that was just too tainted beyond repair. You had to make a change.
Yeah. Gerald Wallace
was ugly too. Don't forget.
It was garbage.
I literally stopped watching basketball when they were around. I kid you not. It was that bad.
I remember when Kobe Bryant came to Charlotte and he destroyed the Bobcats. He went up for 53. Easy. And that's when they had Emeka Okafor, Raymond Felton, Gerald Wallace. Who else they had? DJ Augustine.
I don't know them four. Outside them four, I don't know nobody else.
Terrible. That's how bad they were. But Jordan should definitely sell, man, and just leave it alone. Just leave it alone, man. As far as the owner, get you a good team in there, man. And hire us. He can hire us.
One of my biggest beefs with him, I don't know Michael personally, obviously, but one of the things didn't sit right with me is the fact that people would try to tell him he needed to make a change and he needed to do stuff differently because it wasn't working, and he would get, I guess his ego would get hurt or something.
It sounded like he was stubborn,
and he would cut him off. He literally, because Barkley called him out and told him how bad he was at personnel decisions, he ain't talked to Barkley in over a decade because of that. So
stubborn.
I'm just thankful that finally a change gonna come. Shout out Sam Cook.
He could, he could trade us LaMelo Ball in New Orleans. We could get Zion, and I could go from there.
Imagine that. Imagine that, though.
Don't do me like that, GC. Don't kick me while I'm down, bro.
Bro, hey, listen. They have to get worse before it gets better. So
I've been saying that to myself my entire life as a Hornets fan, and I'm still waiting for it to get better, bro.
Good God Almighty! I'm a Spurs fan, but at least we got 5 before we got bad. Good God!
LaMelo in New Orleans, I'd be kind of excited. I'm not gonna lie.
Hey, boy, what? Lit.
Straight lit.
You gonna be able to keep his ankles healthy?
Hey, we'll figure it out. we got the women to massage it post game. We'll be okay.
OG, anything about Michael Jordan before we get on?
The fellas pretty much hit it on the nail. He's always been bad as far as finding talent and everything. Like he's not the best general manager, owner, as a player that he was. I think that maybe he came in realization that he's not as good as he think he is, and maybe it's probably best for him is to move on and say get into his NASCAR and try to blow that up.
Yeah, build that up. Yeah, do that.
Hey, Q-Dogg, you being a long time old school Laker fan, let me ask you a question real quick. Who would you rather have, Michael Jordan as an owner or Magic Johnson as a head coach?
Ooh, good question.
Magic Johnson, head coach.
Yeah, I think that's the guy right there.
That's not even a question. What? Come on, Magic. I'm gonna say this in closing, and you're the greatest of all time, Mike. I love you, baby. I got all your shoes, man. I got most of your shoes. You know what I'm saying? But as an owner, you suck. You suck. You about suck like Perez. Like you suck.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, you
Hey,
suck.
you say
man.
that, and he gonna turn it around. Watch.
Hey, there you go. Sell the Hornets, bro. Mike, please. I love you, man. I want to be like all the commercials, all of it, man. Love you to death, man. You're your favorite basketball player ever, but sell that team because they suck. Or you can just hire us, man. We'll come in there. Real Sports Podcast, man. We'll come in there and clean things up, man. Hey, get a shot. Q-Dogg, you good with that?
I'm good, baby.
GC, you cool with that?
I'm good.
Mark, let's go, man. Hey, hire us.
The first order of business. Draft Bronny James, man. That's the first order of business.
Just put me there. You can hire us, man. We can do it, man. We can do it. All right, Mike. Get your together. Because them Hornets fans is getting them Hornets fans is getting very aggravated with you. So well, that's all the NBA talk that I got going on. So let's go into some football. First things up on the NFL side of the coin here, man. Former Eagles safety C.J. Gardner-Johnson signed a 1-year deal, $8 million with the Detroit Lions. Very, 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 what should I say? To me, shocking. I didn't think this would happen, but the Detroit Lions are bolstering their defense in 2023. Let's see here. In his first season in Philly, Gardner-Johnson had a career-high 6 interceptions. The 4-year safety who was acquired via trade from the Saints.
Mm-hmm. Who that?
Saints, before the start of the 2022 season, played a big role in the Eagles' defense as a ball hawk in the middle of the field to help lead the team to its first Super Bowl appearance since 2017. Ranked number 3 in Greg Rosenthal's top 101 free agent list, Gardner-Johnson's versatility paid dividends for Philly's defense last season and will be an interesting fit for the Lions. The safety season saw a setback in week 12 when he suffered a lacerated kidney, forcing him to miss the next 5 games. He returned in week 18, helping the Eagles secure the NFC's number 1 seed. Gardner-Johnson, who's 25 years of age, joins head coach Dan Campbell and the Lions, who are heading in the right direction after the team finished with a 9-8 record last year. Detroit's defense is trending up with Gardner-Johnson's addition, joining Aiden Hutchinson, Malcolm Rodriguez, and newly acquired Cameron Sutton. Q-Dogg. Q-Diggity Dog. Now, you know these Detroit Lions more than all of us. You see them twice a year. You've been seeing them for years.
Mm-hmm.
What? Let me get this question right here. The Lions are definitely for real with this pick. They for real. All right. So, does they make your division, the NFC North, is they making it tough for your Vikings right now in that division?
Yeah, definitely. They're definitely gonna make it tough. I think they are one of the teams that we're gonna have to fight to get the NFC North crown back again. They kind of like a mirror image of how we were, like when we had Zimmer,
Yeah.
and they're a tough team. But I go back again what I was saying that when we had Zimmer, the last year we had Zimmer, and we were losing all those close games. We was the worst situational team in football. Matter of fact, the worst situational team in NFL history.
Mm.
Then we turned around and got Kevin Connell, and we became the #1 situational football team.
Mm-hmm.
So I look at them being in that same situation. They play close games, but they don't call the right plays at the right moment.
Right.
That falls on Dan Campbell.
Right.
That falls on him.
Right.
It's going to happen. It's going to happen again. They're going to be in games. They're going to be close again. They don't seem to be the type of team that's going to just the greatest show on turf where they're just going to blow you out. They're going to be there. They're going to be there down the stretch. But are you going to call the right plays when you need them?
Totally.
And that really haunted them the year before, and it haunted them again last year. He's a good coach. Can't take it away from him. They fight for him. They're going to fight to the end. You best believe that. But in the end, who's going to call the right plays when you need them? And I think that's what got us over the hump with Kevin O'Connell. He know how to dial the right plays. And I think Dan Campbell, that's a skill set that he must develop in order to get these boys where they need to be.
Mm. Who's it, Mark? Who's it? Can you look up the defensive coordinator for the Detroit Lions?
Oh yeah.
I don't know that because while he's doing that, GC, what you think about CJ Gardner Johnson going to the Detroit Lions?
I mean, it looked good, definitely on paper, especially seeing how Detroit was last year. You know, they was in a lot of games but couldn't stop a soul sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, but I don't think he's gonna be there long term unless they pay him.
Facts.
But this is kind of like a prove it deal. But he's trying to prove it to the whole league.
Mm-hmm.
Because everybody's talking about him being, a locker room cancer, but he plays it on the field and he wants money.
Mm-hmm.
But locker room cancers don't get money.
Yeah,
they get $8
$1
million deals.
There you go.
And I'm not gonna lie, like I wanted him back in New Orleans bad. I was mad when he left. I
feel you.
Not CD Deuce.
Right.
Is it worth? Is it worth the locker room cancer? Nah.
Mm-hmm. I agree with you. I definitely agree with you. What you got, Mark?
The defensive coordinator for the Lions, ironically enough, is former Saints defensive backs coach Aaron Glenn.
Aaron Glenn. Yeah,
he used to be a corner for the Jets back in the day.
Yeah. Yep. Did he play for the Patriots?
He played for the Jets, Texans, Cowboys, Jaguars, and finished his career in New Orleans.
Okay. Wow, Aaron Glenn. Okay. Wow. Damn. Okay.
We all over the NFL. It should be like the Saints. It should be the Saints.
Yeah, it's like Saints everywhere. Yeah, it's Saints everywhere.
One of your former quarterbacks is the QB coach in Detroit.
Who's that?
Who?
Mark Brunell.
Wow.
That's where he's at?
Yeah, he's the QB coach in Detroit.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I did not know that.
I said it last week, everybody hates us, but everybody loves us too. So
that's true.
Especially in our own division.
Word, God, Lord, Saints everywhere. Jeez. All right, Mark, what you think about CJ going? Man, it's like Philly, man. Philly is a ghost town. Seem like in their secondary. I mean, you still got Slay there, but what you think about this?
We were talking about it in the production meeting. Like, I don't think I've ever seen a Super Bowl appearing team have their roster gutted like this.
Right.
During that offseason. Like, this is crazy, the amount of players and coaches that have left that staff and that organization. But it's another good pickup for the Lions, getting a proven winner, somebody who's played at a high level throughout most of his career, getting him in that locker room to help bringing that winning mentality to that team that needs it. It's even more experience on that team, and like Q-Dogg said, they had some mental gaps last year that cost them a couple of times. But the good thing about experience is that you gain a lot of it, and eventually you don't make those same mistakes again. So I think they'll be a much better team, not only with CJ being there as a player, but the locker room will be better, and I feel like they're going to make better decisions as a coaching staff. And I'm going to say it now, my boy Malcolm up there. Hey, man, I think Detroit might be the sneaky team to take the NFC North crown this year.
Whoa.
So Mark, I'm going to challenge you. Before Q-Dogg get to you, I'm going to challenge you. Because, you said that C. Deuce is going to bring that winning mentality to him, right? But the guy who gave that team the heart and the soul is not in New Orleans. You know that, right? Shout out to Jamal Williams, by the way.
I'll give you that. That was a big loss for them personally. I didn't see why they let him go, but it happens, man. It's a part of the business. But they still got Coach Campbell. They still got Jared Goff. So I feel like they're gonna always have a chance with those two.
I don't know anything on Jared Goff. You better hope he do it twice.
Yeah, I know. I'm a little iffy on Jared Goff too, but hey, we'll see.
He was putting up some numbers though.
Yeah. I see Detroit. I see. All right, so let me ask you this, you guys, just real quick. What do you guys see with the Detroit Lions with the way they're heading right now? What do you see them in 2 years from now?
Do you want me to go first?
It don't matter.
They were 9-8.
It was 9-8 last season.
Go ahead, Mike.
Last year they were 9-8. And they played some really tough teams last year too. I don't see why if in 2 years they can't be like in all seriousness like in that list of like surefire contenders in the NFC. Like I'm talking like NFC divisional round, maybe even a championship game, depending on who they run up against in the NFC. Because the NFC is up for grabs right now. Aaron's gone, Tom Brady's gone. The Eagles are going through a roster overhaul right now, so I feel like anybody can get up there and take it. And why not Detroit?
Okay. Diggity Dog, where you see the Lions at in 2 years?
I see this year it's got to be playoff or bust. It's got to be. You got to at least make the playoffs.
I agree.
Because if you don't make the playoffs, you're going to go back to the same old Detroit Lions.
Very true.
You got to. It's too much. It's too much being built. Too much being done, and you're playing in too many close games. You're thinking you're missing a player here or a call here or something. Something has to be sold up to get this team at least into the playoff, and it has to be done this year. And if it don't be done this year, everybody's not going. All hope out for them is going to be thrown out the window. So they at least got to get in the playoffs.
Let me translate for what Q was saying, because I told D-Ray the same thing, and he's not getting on the Lions just because he's a Vikings fan, but it's really true because every team this year now is getting better. Everybody is getting a whole lot better, and it's like, especially in the NFC period, you got to get in where you fit in, and if you don't get in right here, somebody else is going to take that torch, especially a young team like the Lions, which is the Chicago Bears now, because the Bears have read up, and Carolina has too. They're not going to get that division because I think the Saints are going to just dominate that division. But Carolina, Chicago, Seattle, they hanging around there. Like I agree with what Q said. If Detroit don't grab, let me use that Vince McMahon, grab that brass ring right now, this season, it's gonna kill their confidence, man. Because they're heading in the right direction.
I'm not saying get to the NFC Championship. I'm not throwing that out.
No.
But I'm saying you have to make the playoffs.
You got to make the playoffs.
It's imperative that you do.
Yeah.
Because they're doing too much work. They're doing too much work. They're fighting too hard not to get in these close games and lose these close games. So there's something missing. So that's really on the coaching staff to find out What is missing link at? And get these teams to get in these W's and at least get in the playoff. They have to do it this year.
They got to do it. Got to do it. It's time. It's time. Time to make a change. GC, what you got?
2 years. I mean, I feel like they could probably hang around in that wild card area.
Mm-hmm.
Because I still got Minnesota. That's their division right now in my book. But at the same time, we got the play of Jared Goff and we got the play of Kirk Cousins. So it's literally like up for grabs. I'm not worried about Chicago. I'm not worried about Green Bay. It's just a battle of these two teams.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, it all depends on.
No disrespect to Green Bay. I forgot all about them.
I don't know how things gonna turn out with Jared Goff. If he could continue doing it from here, no major props to him. Still gonna think he has, but that's just how I feel.
Yeah, I agree with every last one of y'all, and I really agree with what Q started out is the play calling. Situational football is every single year it is getting more and more and more important. Situational football. And we seen with the Cowboys when they lost to the 49ers year before last with the with the clock management. Situational football. Like you really got to prepare that. You have to add that piece in your practice. Situational football. It's a major key, man. It's a major key. You got to perform in that high level. And I think the Lions got promising, players that can get down to that level. But I mean, we'll see, bro. We'll see. Who was the running? Got a question there, Mark.
They brought in a running back. Who was the running back that the Detroit brought in this offseason?
Let me double.
I know they got rid of Jamal Williams. Y'all got him, right?
But
it was my man from Chicago. Else. My man from Chicago.
Montgomery?
Yes, Montgomery.
Yeah. Yeah, they downgraded.
Montgomery went to the Lions?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And they let Jamal Williams go for Montgomery?
Yep.
My only guess is there's got to be some type of salary cap going on. That's my only guess.
Yeah.
Jamal Williams is fire, man, and he went
Jamal
to the
Williams
Saints.
Jamal Williams said the contract that they offered was disrespectful.
Oh.
So the Saints slid in and
this is an in-house thing.
Yeah.
There's got to be something cap issue related.
Okay.
That's the only feasible reason I can think of why a team will let a star player who's very productive and also a fan favorite go.
Right.
The leader
Williams
of the locker room.
And Montgomery. Like, Saints won that one.
Oh, we won it with the Eagles contract. It was 4 years, $12 million. You couldn't offer him that? Like, okay. I'll take it.
I take him.
Hell yeah.
God damn, I take him. Holy smoke. Okay. All right, man. What we got here? The next one I have. Oh my goodness. This is kind of big here. New York Jets wide receiver Anthony Lazard. Just picked up Anthony Lazard. They gave him $40 million. The Jets are getting serious, man. The Jets is there. Okay. So newly signed Jets receiver Alan Lazard is expected to rejoin Aaron Rodgers in New York, assuming the trade for the four-time MVP is consumed. Consumed. I'm tripping here. In his introductory news conference, after inking a 4-year, $44 million deal, Lazard credited Rodgers with elevating his career after going undrafted in 2018. He's a big he said this, and I quote, "He's a big reason why I'm here today," Lazard said. "I can't deny that. He stood on a table for me in training. He stood on a table for me in training camp when I didn't deserve to make the roster. He called for me to be in the games, and he always believed in me." Lazard made it clear that he met Rodgers helped him get paid in free agency, not necessarily that the Jets anticipated trade for the quarterback made him choose New York. Well, he said a lot here, but it's interesting stuff. This is ooh. And he is highly on Aaron Rodgers right now. They're just going to a whole big spiel about Aaron Rodgers. So, let me ask y'all this, man. Anthony Lazard, which is one of Green Bay's top receivers. Matter of fact, if not the top receiver last year. And he goes to, and he just signed 4 years now with the Jets. So that really means that Aaron Rodgers is really coming to the Jets, right? Do y'all see that?
I mean, he really wants to. Doesn't necessarily mean it'll happen. It
got to happen because he said this is the reason why he came.
With all due respect,
I think it's more to sweeten the pot, though.
You think so?
Yeah.
Yeah, sweeten the pot because you got one of your top receivers that you had, so you don't have to come in with receivers that you're really not familiar with. You're familiar with Lazard, and then you can gain you can get those other receivers up to speed. But you out the gate, you got somebody that you have familiarity with. So yeah, I mean that's just painting a picture, or it's just like a sale product to him. I mean, because they want him bad. Gotcha. So that's just like that's all that is to me. Because I don't think Lazard, because he keep mentioning that. He keep mentioning that. So if it wasn't Rodgers, what kind of receiver would he be?
True.
I mean, he'd probably be just a mediocre receiver.
Shit. Yeah, you might be right. What you think, GC?
I do think Rodgers ends up in New York, but he brings so much baggage with him that he's going to destroy that team.
Whoa. You like the third person I heard say that?
He's a drama queen, bro. Like,
yeah.
Literally, all the criticism, huh? What is it, Q?
Well, I didn't mean to cut you off, but I mean, kind of piggyback on what you were saying. I don't mean to cut you off because you hit on something that we talked last time we was on the show, and we was talking about Rodgers going to the Jets. He's going to turn that good team because he's so much of a drama queen. It's going to be about him. He's going to pull on that team like a magnet, and probably take away the good qualities of that team.
Remember
I don't know.
You remember how
Q-Dogg got something.
was sucking the life out of Brady?
Facts. He was. Killing the Bucks.
There was something new every time.
Yeah.
But I mean, every offseason it's something else. He want more money. He might retire. He got to go into the darkness. Like he didn't want to lose Devontae, but you took all the money from Devontae.
Yeah.
What more do you want? Like,
what
I
more?
don't know. There's always something. And to put him in New York with that team, I don't know. It might look good on paper for sure. It might look good on Madden. But once again, you got locker room issues, and I think it's gonna be ugly.
Yeah. Wow, Mr. President.
This is all good and all, but like G said, I think this is determined on if the Jets can get Aaron Rodgers in the first place. Because if you all remember, the main reason Denver hired Nathaniel Hackett as their head coach was to get Aaron Rodgers out of Green Bay to Denver. And Rodgers never came, and we saw what that did to the Broncos. But my main reason for skepticism with this, I understand Lazard's position, he's thanking his quarterback who helped turn him into a household name, and most importantly, bringing that money, that generational wealth for him and his family. So I ain't mad at him for that, but I'm just more so worried, is the deal going to get done? Because here you are, literally a month until the NFL draft, and no deals are made yet. And what's making this difficult is Aaron Rodgers and Green Bay's relationship is so daggone toxic and sour. Is Green Bay willing to take a little bit of a pay cut, so to speak, as far as draft compensation to fulfill Aaron Rodgers' wishes and get him out of there? Or are they going to be petty and be like, whether you stay or go, this is our price, and if we don't get this price, we're not working with nobody. So, I mean, it's just going to be interesting to see who is like a game of chicken, who's going to blink first. But I wouldn't put all my eggs in that basket if I'm New York. Because again, it's no guarantee you're actually going to get Aaron Rodgers.
So is the Jet? So you said putting the eggs in the basket. Is the Jets that vulnerable because they just picked up Mecole Hardman from the Chiefs? They got Mecole Hardman. They got the offensive rookie of the year, Gabriel Wilson. I mean, right now, without Aaron Rodgers, the Jets got a great team.
And that's the beautiful thing about it. And this is where I give them credit. They're setting themselves up where even if they can't get Aaron Rodgers, whatever quarterback steps in there, barring Zach Wilson, is going to be set up pretty nicely to succeed. So I think if they wouldn't have been so infatuated with Aaron Rodgers and trying to get him, in all honesty, they could have gotten Derek Carr and been straight, but they really wanted Aaron Rodgers.
Derek Carr didn't go to Jets because the Jets had previously fired their offensive coordinator, and Derek Carr was like, he wants somebody that's sturdy, like somebody that's there, like the Saints. Like the Saints don't fire nobody, so
I ain't mad at it, but
they don't have a revolving door like that.
At the same time, like how good does it look? You're trying to attract this free agent quarterback to come to your team, but it's pretty public knowledge that he's your second option. You know what I mean? Like,
True.
That's not a good look. But like I said, whatever quarterback they bring in there, I have faith that they'll find immediate success with anybody except maybe Zach Wilson. But who knows?
Okay. Oh, well, that's true.
Listen, Zach Williams.
True to the game.
Perez. What up, Drew?
That's happening, Drew.
True to the game. What's up, Drew? Yo, talk to me, baby. What you got?
Zach Wilson is the Perez of the NFL. Let's not get it twisted. He sucked. I mean, they trying to get over the hump. Shout out to my cousin because my cousin is texting me as the show's going on.
Right, shout out to him.
But it's like, yeah, I mean, Aaron Rodgers is, he's going to a generational quarterback. He's going to, at least put you over the hump while he still can, because the arm ain't going nowhere.
No.
But his attitude get the best of him.
Right.
I mean, he's dealing with like a young team.
Yeah, he's getting a young team.
If he go in there and like it's his way or the highway, and the coaches let that slide, they'll probably walk.
Yeah.
Well, that's the beauty of it from Aaron's perspective is if he does go to the Jets, I feel like this would be the most freedom and control he's had over an offense in his career.
Major. Because
he had McCarthy as his head coach. McCarthy's an offensive-minded coach with his own philosophies. They clashed. Matt LaFleur, another offensive-minded coach who has his own philosophies. But in New York, you got Robert Saleh, who's a defensive-minded coach, along with Nathaniel Hackett, who helped bring you some of the most success you've ever had in your career. So I pretty much feel like if you want control of the offense, Aaron Rodgers, the city is yours. You go to New York.
The team is yours because the Jets been so bad for so long. Now they got a MVP caliber quarterback coming in, so he's gonna think he just high mighty and know it all. He's gonna come in there and they're gonna just bow down to this dude, and it's just gonna happen. That's why they always. Shannon Sharp said it's gonna be Aaron Rodgers and the New York Jets. Let me say it again. Aaron Rodgers and the New York Jets.
I'm Aaron Rodgers, and these are the New York Jets.
Exactly. David Ruffin. It's going to be David Ruffin and the Temptations. It's going to be David Ruffin and the Temptations. That's exactly what it's going to be. Due to the game, said Jets are looking to make the biggest splash possible to help that frustrated fan base. New York media will handle the drama that Aaron brings if it goes south. Aaron gets his bag on the biggest stage. Super Bowl.
I don't know, man. His recent performances in the NFC playoffs ain't been all that fire, but what do I know?
With a team like that, he could actually really do some damage. But I would GC if he put that drama queen down and play some football, man. I mean, because like I said, the Jets is good right now without him. If all right, put it like this. I told D-Ray this. If Zach Wilson, because let's just say Zach Wilson they don't get Rodgers. and let's just say Zach Wilson becomes starting quarterback. There's no way Zach Wilson can mess this up. There's no way. There's no way he can mess this up. You got Mikael Harmon, who's great in the slot, and you got Jabril Wilson, and you got Anthony Lazard, great route runners. You cannot mess that up. You cannot.
It's been done.
Before,
but I heard they're gonna go for Matt Stafford if they don't get Rodgers. That's even worse, though. Why would you get Matt Stafford? But
Matt Stafford would still be a significant upgrade of what they have.
So,
okay.
I got two things.
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
Host. No, it's Garrett Wilson and Alan Lazard.
Oh, Garrett?
I got
you.
You
said Jabril. Okay, yeah. I got you. My bad.
I got you.
Okay.
And no, I'm on your side. I got you.
Okay.
And then, first off, you give Stafford that team, I think it'll be great.
No.
I think it'll be great.
Wilson ain't that good as a quarterback. No, he won't. No, he's not.
Wilson is trash.
Yeah, but they're gonna make him. They're gonna make him look like Drew to the game. Trick Dilfer, because Trick Dilfer wasn't all that, but I mean he had the defense to cover him. But I mean, Zach Wilson. He's enough to get by with these guys.
Host, you keep saying that, and with all due respect, Zach Wilson had that team last year and couldn't get by.
Yeah, but he didn't have dogs like this.
He pretty much did.
They only had one person.
They only had but either Hardman and Lazard pretty much is the same roster they had last year, and Zach couldn't do much of nothing with them.
Okay. He couldn't do nothing the year before that either.
Joe Flacco had more success with that team than Wilson did last year.
Okay.
Right. Zach Wilson, didn't he go to like BYU or something like that? I mean,
he did.
Yeah, he did.
We testing BYU quarterbacks to lead teams now.
Very.
I can only think of like 2 BYU quarterbacks that was worth something. So,
what you think, OG?
Listen.
I get tired of this Aaron Rodgers saga every year.
Who you telling?
And I think it's been tailor made for him though. Why? Just they can go ahead on and just be done with him and move on and start to build their franchise back up and just let him just live his last couple of years on a team that he think he might get to the promised land. So. Jets are setting everything up for him.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, just come on in.
Yeah. It's like they sold their house.
But I don't want him to go as a Minnesota Viking fan because I don't want to hear people saying that if Aaron Rodgers was still there, y'all wouldn't win the division. That's why I'm glad we won last year while he was there.
OG is coming. OG is coming.
Yeah. But I want him to stay because I want to keep beating on him. But that's here or there. But so I know I'm gonna hear it when he goes.
Yeah, you gonna hear it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. My cousin asked me a question. I'm gonna ask it to y'all because I truly don't know the answer.
Okay.
Is this Jets roster better than the Green Bay roster 2 years ago? Keep in mind they had it was Rodgers, Devontae, Jones, Dillon, Lazard, and Scantling. And then they had Zadarius Smith and Zadarius and Preston.
Savage.
And they had Jair.
That's Douglas. Yeah. Shit, I look. I'm gonna go back on mine. Green Bay, was definitely better and more experienced. More experience than this year's Jets. This year's Jets right here, they're gonna be gone. Bow, 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 bow. I can see that offense. Blah 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 blah. That's what they're gonna do. Pop, 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 pop. Sound like Kevin Hart.
What does their schedule look like too, though?
True, that's true.
Because when you win, their schedule is tough.
Right, they make the next schedule, and plus that division too itself.
Yeah,
you got Miami and Buffalo,
Do you want
but they got a lot of young talent on their team, especially on defense, the defensive linemen and stuff like that. So they're talented. So
fifth best defense in the league last year.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Host, do you want the Jets schedule?
Yes, sir.
So in 2023, the Jets will take on the NFC East. They will take on the AFC West, and yeah,
We got the Jets.
yeah, man, they coming to Vegas.
Yeah, no matter.
So they have the Commanders, Eagles, Falcons, Chargers, team with a good barbecue, the Texans, Buffalo, Miami, and New England at home. Then on the road, they're going to Jerry World. They're going to well, I don't know if it's an away game, but they're playing the Giants. They got to go to Denver again. They're going to Cleveland, coming to Vegas to take an L, going to Orchard Park, going to South Beach, and then going to Foxborough.
It's a tough road. It's a tough road.
I mean, and a couple of easy games in there for sure.
Yeah.
You know, Buffalo is here and there. KC, I don't know. I don't go against Mahomes, man. I'm sorry. So, and, I don't know. We just have to see. Have to watch them show up and see what they do.
Most definitely.
And even then, you know, when you come to playoff football, none of that matters. And I mean, and I get, you know, they had a good year last year. Well, I stand on this hill every time. Garrett Wilson was not the offensive rookie of the year.
Oh, he was offensive?
He won the award,
No,
but who
he won it? Oh, Olave easily. Easily.
I don't know why.
I would say I watched the damn awards. I know he got it, but I
got it.
Olave was man.
Olave was robbed.
GC, I know your pain, bro. I was livid when Kyler Murray won Rookie of the Year with Josh Jacobs, bro. I was livid.
Yeah, Olave now. He had a big moment when they played Alabama in the national championship game. Olave was killing. He was the only one. Justin Fields was throwing straight dimes to Olave. They was on. They was on, bro.
Olave earned my respect.
He's a nice receiver.
Yeah,
he earned my respect last year. He caught a touchdown pass like the right corner of the end zone. Got knocked completely out, but still held on to the ball. So
right.
He earned my respect that day.
Yeah. Olave's okay, man. I definitely in the future. With Derek Carr, man, shoot. And they're going to do some things. Yeah, they about to do some things now. I can see New Orleans going deep. You know, that's going to be their deep ball guy. Because I see y'all kept Michael Thomas, which is fantastic. I'd have kept him too. But yeah, bro. That right, boy. That's a good decision to keep that dude. Because now it gives Derek Carr.
Yes.
I know we ain't on the Saints, but I know it gives Derek Carr time to help revamp this dude's career because it ain't done. It ain't done whatsoever, just injuries. I like the Saints. I'm gonna leave it alone. I like the Saints. The Saints
you know, you're good over here. So I don't have no problem with you.
Yeah, I like the Saints, bro. He's a heel, man.
You told me I ain't gonna be able to get in the club, bro.
Depending on how I feel, man, you know.
You know, Mark is a heel, so we ain't even.
I'm the heel.
Yeah, you the heel, bro. Holmes, I disagree with you.
Closing out on Rodgers. I mean, is he gonna go and be able to go into Buffalo and Kansas City, Cincinnati, and take out these teams? Yeah.
I feel like he can go into Buffalo and get a win.
Buffalo is literally not that far off. I tell everybody, Buffalo just need a running back. Stop letting Josh Allen run the ball. Do it when he has to, not because that's the scheme.
I said the same thing.
Run this play, throw this play. He's gonna come back and run. I mean, he's looking like a white Michael Vick out there sometimes, you know.
Facts.
Just scrambling.
Stop doing it though, man. GC, God almighty, GC, I've been saying the same thing. Start running Josh Allen. Stop. It's okay sometimes, but you're gonna get this man killed. You keep running the ball. When they played the Minnesota Vikings, Minnesota was killing them because they kept wanting the same thing. And that's what happened 2 years ago when I was watching the 49ers versus Green Bay. they kept running Debo. And I'm seeing, I'm like, oh my God, why they keep running this dude? And Debo got hurt.
Yeah.
You're not a running back.
And I feel like, you need a running back. Tennessee is trying to move Derrick Henry for like a second or third round pick.
Facts.
It can't get much more obvious.
They just picked up Damian Harris. That's true. That is true due to the
I'm
game.
still gonna pick Derrick Henry.
Yeah, they're still gonna run Josh Allen.
I mean, but GC, with that being said, I mean, why don't you want the Saints to make that kind of move to pair with Alvin Kamara? It's only a second or third round pick.
I mean, listen, I would do it.
Yeah, shit.
His contract ain't that big. But I'm gonna catch some heat for this. So no, but I'm good with Jamal Williams. But I think we're gonna end up taking another running back in the draft.
Yeah, y'all can be straight, man. Jamal Williams is he's nice, bro. That's a nice
but
pickup, man.
Looking at the draft, I'm thinking it might be Tank Bigsby.
Who?
From Auburn.
Yeah. Okay. I rung the bell. Okay.
They got him in like that 4th, 5th round area.
Mm-hmm.
If you miss out on Tajay Spears.
Facts.
You might end up with things maybe. No, I'll be okay with that. Him and let's say AK gets suspended
and get rid of Kamara. You think Kamara's on his way out?
I don't think so.
He might be missing some time though.
Yeah, a lot of time.
If he missed some time, and these two running backs do phenomenal, I think it's gonna be considered. But he said he wants to be here his whole career. And I know a lot of guys say that. Michael Thomas said it. Cam Jordan said it like every other day. AK said it. So I mean, I love AK. I got his jersey in the closet.
Minnesota can pick up one. Minnesota's going to need a running back, right, Q? Because Dalvin is in, and then Madison, both of your running backs is like,
Well, we signed Madison to 2 year extension. Dalvin Cook. The problem is they can't get no trade value for him. He had that surgery on his shoulder in February. That derailed things even more. You know what I'm saying? He's 28 years old, and so it's kind of like, I don't know, they're gonna be able to get anything for him. It's getting close to the draft now. Only about 4 weeks away.
Yeah, literally a month
away. And so they haven't been able to move him. They want to move him because he won't take a pay cut.
The Bills came calling about him.
Huh?
Yeah, they had the Cook brothers on the team.
Right.
Yeah, the Bills came calling about Delvin, but Delvin was the primary option and Jamal Williams was the backup. And then the Saints got in and snagged Jamal Williams, and then Minnesota didn't let Delvin Cook walk or trade him. So not yet, at least.
Well, I'll be John Brown, as they say back in the day. I'll be John Brown. All right, man. We got one last one here. One last one until we get into some trivia here. And this has been the talk of the town. The talk of the town. Former Panthers, Mr. Cameron Newton, man. Former Panthers and Patriots quarterback Cam Newton announced that he threw at Auburn on last Tuesday. Cam Newton's headed home to show that this is old, of course. Cam Newton's heading home to show that he's still got what it takes to make an NFL roster. Newton, who hasn't played since the 2021 season, announced via social media on Monday he plans to throw at his alma mater, Auburn's pro day on last Tuesday. In a short video, Newton added, "Ain't 32 a mother better than me?" Likely alluding to his belief that he's still good enough to be a starting quarterback on one of the NFL's 32 squads. Basically, all right, so he put on social media, Cam Newton. he said, now I'm not going to go verbatim in this, but he said that if is 32 teams is these guys, these regulars or whatever, why are they getting jobs and not him? So I'm gonna ask the OG, why in the world is Cam Newton not a starting quarterback in the NFL right now to this day, and everybody else is getting jobs?
Well, I think that a lot of time with the NFL, the African American quarterback, they really don't have a whole lot of longevity. That's the sad part about it. I can understand how he feels, but with the bunch of quarterbacks that come out every year, and with youthful quarterbacks that's already in NFL, teams want to find a quarterback that they can build upon. If he get his mindset that he can come in and be a good backup, and then somebody get hurt, and then he can showcase his talents and give some teams some wins and show that that's the only stage I figure that he can make and do that on. I just really feel that the NFL had this own quote unquote what I call age discrimination going on. That they just you get around that age right there, they're just like 32, 33 years old. Man, it's just like they remember about things that you did in the past, and it's just like they want to deal with youth. About building and moving forward, and they just tend to want to keep you in the past, even though you don't want to be in the past, but they want to keep you there. Bring you along as an insurance policy in case somebody get hurt. See if you can work some of that old magic, what they say, kick those tires on you and see if you still got it. Mm-hmm. But otherwise than that, I'm sure that he probably is better than a lot of those other quarterbacks that he might be mentioning about. But it's just about the youth. He's got to understand that's fighting against him. So
would you bring him in as a Minnesota behind Kirk Cousins? Would you bring him in if he was a GM?
I'll bring him in as a good backup. I bring him as a good. That'd be a good backup. Somebody that's a proven veteran that's a big former MVP, and in case I'll be arrested in good hands if Kirk get hurt, that we can continue on. The offense can still keep moving, and usually when someone like that get in, they ain't trying to lose the job. So I think that's his only bet, really. As far as being a starter, I don't see that happening because of his age.
Okay. GC.
All right, so Q, I'm gonna disagree with you for a little bit.
Sorry, Mark.
Aaron Rodgers is what, 38, 39? And and the league goes, if you can make the plays, they're going to get you no matter what. We watched Brady play till 40 because Brady made the plays. And
but
I feel like
can I cut y'all real quick? The difference between them two and him is championships.
Yeah,
it's championship. Yeah, Cam ain't won no championship.
But you got championships. That's the difference. On talent is the difference. The ability to read the defense is the difference. The list goes on.
I'm not saying all that, but they're gonna base it on these guys. You're talking about Rodgers and Brady. We're talking about championships here. So that's what they really gonna look at it. That's really gonna propel them as far as a team bringing them on as being the stars. And Rodgers still in the league. He haven't skipped no time out the league. He don't play for 18 straight years, right?
Yeah.
All right, so there we go. Go ahead.
And like I said, Rodgers has been playing 18 straight years, and he hasn't missed no time out the league. And his dominance in Green Bay, and that's why the Jets think he can come and do the same thing for at least 1 or 2 years. because of what his resume is in Green Bay. You know, he'll be good 1 year MVP, and he ain't like he really set Carolina Panthers, put that franchise on the map or just set them by storm or anything. He just had one just good year.
When you know the league is, what have you done for me? What have you done lately?
Right.
What have you done in 2013 to 2015? We saw who Cam was in college. We saw what he became at his best, and then we seen him at his worst. And it's only going to get worse because he's getting older.
Right.
When you think about Cam Newton, you think of a mobile quarterback, right?
Yeah.
You're not thinking of somebody who's going to torch a team for 400 yards. No, he's going to throw for 200 and probably get you about 70 on the ground. But what happens when he can't get you that 70 on the ground? Get you 20.
Good point.
Make him throw the ball. Same with Lamar Jackson. Make him throw the ball.
Make him throw.
And that's just a stereotype that some quarterbacks fit. And I understand, it's a stereotype, but sometimes the stereotype is right for some quarterbacks. Make him throw the ball, and you will win.
Okay, good point. I see where you're going with that, GC. It's a good comparison, Aaron Rodgers and
throwing at a pro day don't do nothing. That's like throwing at the combine when Will Levis threw a 60-yard bomb or something like that. Nobody is running at you. You have no defense to read.
And that's hyped up too. Because on Instagram, he threw a 70-yard Cam Newton. I was like, damn, he threw a 70. Like, okay, he still got it. But again, nobody's.
This is like street ball now, bro.
You ain't got 300-pound linemen coming at you in like seconds. So it's a little different. I got you. Mr. President, I see you itching.
Cam also likes everything to be about him.
What you got, Mark?
I believe that Cam Newton is good enough to still be playing in the NFL.
Hell yeah.
I think the reason why he hasn't is because the last few times we've seen him on the field, he didn't look like he was Cam Newton of old. Them injuries and them hits that he took really took a toll on him. But I think the pro day at Auburn shows like he's finally, at least from what I could tell, fully healthy again or close to it. To like he is looking like he still got that arm talent, still got the athleticism. He still looks like he's in great shape and can still go.
What arm talent, Mike? I didn't want to cut you off, but what arm talent? Because he's never had arm talent.
If you coming off of a pretty bad shoulder injury that required surgery and took you 2 years to heal, and you come back and I know it's the not to be too barbaric, but the underwear Olympics, I get it, but at the same time, like that's still showing something. I mean, with all due respect, one of the things that helped Mahomes skyrocket up the draft boards when nobody was really looking at him was the throws he was making at his pro day. Same thing with Josh Allen. I mein, it can happen. So I personally believe he is good enough to still be in the NFL. I go ahead.
So the thing with Mahomes and his pro day, you had a bunch of film because he went to an air raid college at Texas Tech. All he did was throw the ball. So the film is going. You watching them. If I'm somebody and I go see Mahomes for the first time at his pro day, and I go on YouTube and pull up his film, well, the arm talent is there, reading defense is there, move the pocket, a great commander. I looked at it. I told him when we had a fantasy league, and I was the only person who knew of Mahomes. I drafted Mahomes with the last pick. Everybody thought I was crazy. Mahomes started from week 3 for the rest of the year. And that was his MVP season right there.
Good point.
I ain't mad at you. The main thing I disagree with about this whole conversation is what Q said, to be real with you, where like Q mentioned it's an age bias thing. I disagree because Blaine Gabbert, who was taking 9 picks after Cam Newton in that very same 2011 NFL draft, still playing in the NFL, still getting looked at, teams still bringing him in. Trent Williams is also in that draft class. He's still one of the best at his position in football. And not to mention how many times like guys like Jacoby Brissett, Teddy Bridgewater, Tyrod Taylor, Chase Daniel. Like I can go on and on about all these like quarterbacks and players who have been in the league for a minute keep getting opportunities. So I don't think it's that. I personally feel like it's between Cam's shoulder injury and his play not really being all that, all that good the last time we saw him. And then also the circus that comes with Cam Newton, because Cam Newton is a lightning rod when it comes to attention, like, the outfits, the way he plays, the way he speaks. He's going to bring a lot of eyeballs to you. And some teams, from a PR perspective, don't want all the glitz and glamour and the circus that comes along with it. So
you took the play out of my playbook there, sir. That's the reason why he's not there.
The way he texts, like you see how this man, the way his Instagram captions, like the font, like
yeah, I'm looking at it
come
now,
on, bro.
It's crazy. But
but
Mark, you
can't read that.
And look, I know I'm gonna get heat behind this, and that's okay. I'm okay with that. Chad Ochocinco, nowhere. Why? Because of his antics. Skilled wide receiver. Antics. Terrell Owens, one of the greatest of all time. Antics. Nobody really wants that type of attention on their team. It's good for a minute, but in the long haul, no.
The antics can overshadow your talent a lot of times because you and I being Raider fans, right, host? I mean, you already know where I'm about to go with it. Yep. That's the reason why Marquette King got out the league, you know what I mean? Because of his antics on the field and stuff.
Exactly.
Phenomenal player, can still punt the ball with the rest of them. As I'm seeing in the XFL, but teams don't want all the antics and the glitz and glamour that come with it.
They don't want it. Like it's good for a time being, and I mean, it's gonna put asses in seats. But at the end of the day, I need you to perform on the field. I need you to take in a Super Bowl, like again with Terrell Owens. I don't need you running out to the star in Dallas. I don't need you doing that. Juju Smith-Schuster, with all the stuff that he did on social media, Pittsburgh, get out of here.
But hope you got to think. Look at it like this: Ocho and Terrell had antics, and Juju had antics too. But the difference is, Ocho and Terrell produced.
They did.
I don't care how much. If you don't want me on your star when celebrating, lock me out the game.
Yeah.
Don't let me get the ball.
They did produce.
We know who Terrell is.
Right. They did produce, but he produced, but he brung bad energy into the locker room. Terrell Owens, because if you don't get the ball to him, guess what he's going to do? He's going to go on social media, or he's going to go in the media, and he's going to slander your quarterback. He's going to say something about the team because he's not getting the ball. He's going to build up his frustration. You don't want that in your locker room.
Well, players like T.O., Randy Moss, and those great receivers like that, they have to touch the ball because they get lost. Yeah. If they don't touch the ball, if they don't get that, you got to give it to them early. They got to feel that ball because they want to showcase their talent. And then if they don't get it, they go into these antics. Mm-hmm. They just like that.
Not too much on Randy Moss over here. I was saying not too much on Randy Moss. Randy
Moss was like the antics. Yeah, the antics is what ended his.
He wasn't as bad. He wasn't as bad, but
it was bad with us.
Yeah, Randy Moss.
Hell yeah, he was terrible. But his mind wasn't there.
Yeah,
his mind wasn't there with us. His mind wasn't there, and we
got strict when he got to New England though.
Yeah. Yeah, and when he was with the Raiders, man, we that's all we did was Randy Moss. He got tired of that, But to go back to Cam Newton, if he's not starting, eventually we're gonna hear from it. Social media, like you just said, GC, with all his smart character, which is kind of weird, but we're gonna get there. He's already making. He's not even on a team, and he's already making attention on himself.
But okay, question for y'all: What are you paying Cam Newton to come to your team?
What am I paying him?
Yeah, we know it's gonna be a 1-year deal for sure. 1 year, how much?
40.
40 mil?
You gonna give him $40 million?
For 1 year?
Do you know how much of a salary cap hit that's gonna be?
I'm sorry. let me go back. I'm gonna give him 1 year. Cam Newton, though, Jesus. I'm gonna make it fair. 1 year, $7 million.
I'd be going 5 at the most.
Okay.
And it's like backup quarterbacks are there because they have to be, not because they,
But there are some cases, and I'll be remiss if I didn't mention this. There are some cases where you could have a backup quarterback with a lot of circus and a lot of attention on him, and it actually work out pretty well for you. I mean,
but there's only 4 notable backup quarterbacks in the league. And that was remember Jimmy G was a backup, but then that was all Brock Purdy and Trey Lance.
Yeah.
You got the boy Heineke, and then you had Jameis, and then you got
Andy Dalton.
A lot of the guys that you mentioned though, GC, were guys that didn't really have like a lot of like name recognition behind them. They were low key guys who ain't even really doing much on social media. The example I was going for was when the Eagles brought in Mike Vick, after his whole dogfighting situation. You want to talk about all the eyes of the world on you. He brought attention. He brought the circus with him. And he stayed humble, stayed quiet, and it worked out for both the Eagles and for him. Cam Newton can still have the attention. He can still be himself. But if he can just turn the antics down just a tad, I'm not saying completely whitewash who you are, but just show teams that you're willing to work hard, you're still humble, and just get your foot in the door. And, even if you got to be a backup for a little bit, look what Geno Smith's career has done.
There you go.
Being a backup in the league and taking advantage.
Kendrick, he got a Kendrick Lamar. You got to sit down and be humble.
Yeah.
You got to do it. And to get off this Cam Newton situation, I'm going to ask y'all one quick question. If he was signed to an NFL team, what team would be best for him? I started
because of the offense. I would say Buffalo. I mean, because him and Josh Allen have pretty much the same skill set.
I can see that. GC.
Wait, what'd you say, Mark?
I said Buffalo because him and Josh Allen pretty much had the same skill set. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like a team that's a contender isn't looking Cam Newton's way.
I gotta tell you, I'm gonna get heat for it too. That's what I do.
Who you got, host?
Bro, me? Y'all want me to go?
Yeah.
I'll tell you a good team that I think. Jacksonville Jaguars.
Oh, you took it right out of my mouth.
Mm-hmm. Jacksonville
That's where
Jaguars.
I'm going.
Yeah.
You have to explain that one, dog.
Why? Why not? Because Trevor Lawrence, he can learn. Cam Newton, with all his answers, he's still a great quarterback. Still, it was one of the best quarterbacks for a good little bit. He wouldn't get the MVP without it, right? He can learn a thing or two under that, right? And with a young team like Jacksonville, Cam Newton, he needs to thrive off a younger team. It's just like Aaron Rodgers. If he goes to the Jets, oh my goodness, he's gonna be popping because he needs something young and fresh.
But
Cam Newton needs something young and fresh, and then Peterson. I believe Peterson will. I think Peterson, man, will make some dollars some good plays for, because Peterson, of course, a quarterback himself, and the way the offense is ran by Jacksonville, man, they really spread out offense or whatever. Man, they pretty quick. I think Cam. I don't think he'll do all that running razzle dazzle stuff no more, but definitely he can get the ball.
Right. I feel like Cam Newton can't be in a place where he can mold the young talent. Like young talent don't need to see Cam. And
Oh,
the
okay.
locker room has to already be established.
Okay. So
Just like Rodgers
establishment.
going,
Okay, so if you want to go establish, how about the Cincinnati Bengals?
I don't think he fit the scheme over there.
The scheme.
Yeah.
The Bengals?
Like,
It's basic. They're not running nothing special over there.
Even in KC, it's easy, but it's easy because we think it's easy because Mahomes can do it, but Mahomes can do a lot more. And
That's
if
true.
we take out Mahomes and put in Cam, I mean, yeah, Mahomes is throwing short passes that's going 40, 50 yards, but at the same time, Mahomes is manipulating defenses that.
Very true.
No.
Yeah, that's very true. I agree.
And then just think about when, like, what I was gonna say, Drew Brees had the safeties come down or right above the linebackers and was still completing 7% of his passes.
So you saying Cam Newton can't read the defense? You saying Cam can't read the defense?
Nah.
So have you not seen that clip when they was in Charlotte playing against Green Bay and Clay Matthews was trying to call out what play they were gonna do? Cam was mic'd up, mocked him and said, "Watch this," and threw a dime to Christian McCaffrey for a touchdown.
Mark, that was 2013, 2014. And you bring up one moment.
Bro. That one,
right?
He had McCaffrey on the team. I want no 14.
When it was
McCaffrey just recently came out, bro.
Mark, McCaffrey's almost 30, bro.
Oh my god.
You bringing up. You like I get like I understand. You bringing up a moment like okay, cool. You feel me? You bring up a moment, but the NFL game is not just a moment. It's a 4-quarter game, and we know when you slip up in the 4-quarter game, that's it.
For the record, I just want to say, GC, you and Christian McCaffrey the same age, right?
I thought McCaffrey was like
McCaffrey's a 96 baby.
I thought McCaffrey was like 27, 28.
Holy smokes!
No, he's 26.
That's crazy. So AK is older than McCaffrey?
Huh?
AK is older than McCaffrey?
Yeah.
I'm telling you, man, with Jacksonville, Cam Newton would be nice, bro. I'm willing to put money on that. I think it'd be nice.
I was skeptical, but you sold me when you said Doug Peterson.
Oh yeah, quarterback coach.
If he can go somewhere with a brilliant offensive mind that can scheme up some offense for him, it'll work.
Oh yeah.
Why not put Cam in Baltimore?
With who?
I don't know what their offensive system will look like.
No.
I mean,
the coordinator when we had him when he was at Oklahoma State, it was all air raid. So I don't know if you want to put a Cam Newton in the air raid.
I wouldn't put him with Baltimore. I wouldn't put him with Baltimore. I mean, Cam made something out of nothing with no receivers in Carolina, but I don't think he can do that again. I don't think he can do that again. I think he needs to be with somebody like Jacksonville, an upcoming team that he can help get there. Buffalo's good too. Buffalo's a good pick for him too. I mean,
at the end of the day, host, I think if he can evolve his game, he can do what Randall Cunningham did and have like a second act of his career.
Yeah, he could.
I mean, because Randall was a scrambler, the athleticism and all that stuff at first, and then he got with Chris Carter and Randy Moss, and he was pocket passer. So
yeah, and if he wants to be a starter, go to the Rams. Go to Rams.
Hey.
McVay, get him right.
Go to Tampa and beat out Baker Mayfield.
Oh, easy. But Bruce Arians, man, he in the office, man. Bruce Arians, he probably as soon as he wrong, he pushed that button, eject, get out of there. But I believe McVay would doing some good with the Rams. I believe so. I mean, that's about it. You can only go so far with Cam Newton.
You can go to the start.
Huh?
That's probably the only thing you can go to and start.
Yeah, that's the only place.
Stafford.
I don't know, man. He can come to Vegas and start.
No. Nah, man.
I'll take him over
But I
Garoppolo.
mean, but at this point in Cam's career though, he's not evolving.
No.
There's no getting better. There's just a serviceable quarterback.
Yeah, Cam Newton is Cam Newton from the neck up. That's it. It's Cam Newton.
Cam, my man, I tried, bro. I tried.
He's a good quarterback. Don't get me wrong. I'm a fan. I'm always gonna be a fan. But that keep
I
pounding
had to,
and dabbing, that stuff is over with, man. Especially
I had to
keep
face him
pounding.
twice a year since he came to the
Right, you had to see him twice a year, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, you know how he goes, man. But that, like, again, I go to Charlotte. I don't see keep pounding no more. Only time I hear keep pounding is when you're dealing with that man right there. That's what they say in the Q. Keep pounding. All right, man. NFL, NBA. It's all said and done. We're going to hurry up and get out of here because I feel like crap. But I'm hanging on, man. I'm hanging on. All right, man. Mr. President, you disappeared on me.
I'm still here.
Oh, okay. All right.
Mark doing his Mark thing, man.
I'm doing the Mark thing. All right. That's cool, man. So all the NBA and NFL talk is over. We're at the end of the show. Here we go. Here we go. All right, man. We have NFL Trivia here. NFL Trivia. The champion, Q-Dogg, for the first time. Against young Mark, man. This never happened. This never happened.
Mark, what you standing up for, Mark? Sit down, Mark. Sit down.
I gotta bring up my loss, bro. I gotta finish my loss.
I'm gonna go on your chest now. You better sit down now. GC, get him, GC.
When you're playing a game and you gotta get serious, you lean forward.
Yeah.
Mark stood up. Mark was like, "Hey, Mark's serious now."
Oh, yeah.
But GC, pull him out the ring. Pull him out, GC. Pull him out.
Hey.
Keep the white towel on standby, GC. Keep the white towel on standby.
Let me see if I got another one up there.
Yeah, get your white towel, GC.
All right.
Get ready to throw it in.
NFL Trivia here, man. We got the champion, Q-Dogg, putting his title on the line against young Mark. Can young Mark become a 3-time champion? The most championships out of anybody in trivia history. Here we go.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall, and it is for the Real 2 Sports NFL Trivia Championship.
All right here. The rules of the game, ladies and gentlemen, will be 7 questions, 7 very hard questions. 7 questions, man, will be asked, man. The winner, whoever have the most out of the 7, will walk away today as the NFL Trivia Champion. Q-Dogg is the champion. Q-Dogg goes first. Are you ready, sir?
Yes, sir. Bring it on.
Here we go. Here we go.
But before you start, host, real quick.
Yes, sir.
Quick.
Yes, sir.
Who you think gonna win? Who you got winning?
I can't. I don't know. That's my question. That's my question to you.
I mean,
who you got out of this?
And listen, everybody know, Mark is my guy. When it comes to trivia, Q-Dogg, bro. Q-Dogg is the one person I don't want facing trivia, man. So, I mean, I'm gonna go Q-Dogg.
Oh, Q-Dogg. Okay.
I'm gonna go Q-Dogg.
Oh,
Yeah.
It's all good.
All right. Here we go. Here we go. All right, Mr. I'm sorry. It's on Q-Dogg. OG, you ready?
Yes, sir.
All right. Who has the record for the most passing yards in a single season?
Oh, that's Drew Brees.
The OG is on the board.
Yes,
The
sir.
OG. Oh.
Oh.
All right. Mr. President, are you ready, sir?
Already know.
All right, here we go. Who has the most rushing yards in a single season?
Well, we all know the answer to this would. We all know what the answer to this would be if it was up to Q-Dogg, and if Wesley Frazier.
I know, right? Don't get them started.
That would be that'd be one Eric Dickerson.
Eric Dickerson, we got a tie game here. These guys are coming off the gate. Off the gate. OG, who was a number 1 overall draft pick in the 2020 NFL draft.
Oh, that was Joe Burrow.
Ooh, look at the dog. Look at the dog. Look at the dog. All right. Mr. President.
What's up?
Who did the New York Jets beat to win that?
The Baltimore Colts.
Oh my goodness. I
Damn.
Boy.
Hold on. Hey, can we get like a little 5-second intermission? God damn,
No. Jeez.
Okay. I wasn't even done reading the question.
I know, right? These guys coming at firing all cylinders here. All right.
I might not use the right shit after all.
Yeah. All right, Q-Dogg, whose 75-yard run is the longest rushing yard touchdown in Super Bowl history?
I know that. Damn, I know that was.
Slow him down.
Let's see. I'm going to go with Willie Parker.
God almighty, boy. Oh, Willie. Look at him. Look at him.
I ain't the answer to that one. I was lost.
Good Lord. All right, Mr. President, we're down to 2 more, boy. This thing is close. It's 3-2 Q-Dogg. I think my ring app going on. Mark, who was the 2010 NFL Defensive Player of the Year?
That's a multitude of different people it could be. I'm gonna say Darrelle Revis.
No. Diggity dog.
2010. No. I'm thinking about who would come that time.
I know who it is.
I'm gonna go out on a limb on this one. I'm gonna say Troy Polamalu.
Oh my Lord, that limb is on. Troy Polamalu it is.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Took a hell of a gamble. Troy Polamalu. All right, Mark.
Yes, sir. I know what time it is.
Yeah, you know what time it is. But that's all right. We got it. Here we go. What cornerback was nicknamed Peanut?
Peanut Tillman, Chicago Bears.
Chicago Bears it is. Chicago Bears it is. That's all 7. That's all the 7, man. So you know what that means. Q-Dogg. Q-Dogg by the score of 4-3. Q-Dogg, man, you remain the NFL Trivia champion. This went by fast.
Yes, sir. Good job, Mark. Good play, Mark. Good play.
Hey, Q-Dogg, that's the most fight you ever had in one of these, ain't it?
The mighty. Yeah, this one went by plain. These guys was coming out. GC, man, these boys coming out, man, firing on all cylinders.
Hey, bro, listen. I'd have been stuck at like 4 questions ago. I don't know. No. Listen, I'd have been like, all right, let's pass it on. Go ahead.
Good job, Q-Dogg.
Appreciate you, bro. Way to fight, though, big man. Way to fight.
Yes, sir.
Q-Dogg.
Yes, sir.
You on the champ. Q-Dogg, man.
Yes, sir.
Congratulations, brother. Congratulations.
I don't want to
Huh? What you say, GC?
Can somebody please beat Q-Dogg so I can step into the ring? I want to know Q-Dogg, bro, but listen.
Q-Dogg.
Q-Dogg got shit tough, bro.
The dog is still the champ, man. Congratulations, brother. All right, man. All right. Well, we are at the end of the shizo. At the end of the show. My front door. Ring app is going off like the chain.
That's Luis Perez, man. He coming to collect, bro.
Don't say that, bro. Don't say that, bro. He might be coming real. What's that podcast name? Talking about me?
I'm finding out where he stay at.
I know, right? Oh man. Oh, where am I still at? Oh, Jesus Christ. All right, man. That's our show for today, man. You know, as always, me and the podcast panel, those guys right there. Those guys right there, man. We want to thank you for watching another episode of the Real to Sports Talk Show. Remember to hit that thumbs up for the podcast panel. If you are watching us for the very first time, man, please hit that subscribe button and turn on that bell for all notifications, man. I'm sick still, man, but I made it. I ain't really sick. I just got a sinus infection, man. It's like my head right now. It's all over my cheeks, my nose, my chest. But I'm here. I'm here, man. I'm here, man. I'm gonna have this show. No doubt, man. You guys out there in TV land and YouTube, man, y'all probably watch the show sick too, man. So y'all give me love, I'm gonna give it back to you. Sick or not sick. That's what we do, man. Q-Dogg. Oh, no. 504 is in the building, man.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. It's always a pleasure, man, to have GC on the show, man. GC.
Yeah, you know when I can make it, I'm coming.
Yeah, man. No doubt, man. Give GC a little time to. What's up, man? What's up, bro? Yeah, no doubt, man.
All right, so you know, listen, I'm just the usual, you know. Tell your brother, tell your sister, your mama, your auntie, your uncle, your little brother, you know. Who else? You can be your stepbrother, your stepmama, grandpa, grandma. Tell somebody, you know. Hey,
tell them all.
Us out, you know.
And tell them they gotta hit that thumbs up too, don't they, GC?
No, the thumbs up, subscribe, notification.
All of it.
You know, all of it.
All of it, baby.
And I know I've been going by GC on the show for a minute, but I'm doing a name change. I'm going by Jesus Peace from now on.
Jesus Peace.
Jesus Peace.
There you go. That's
what it is.
That's the name I met. That's the name I met him with.
Jesus Peace.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Jesus Peace it is, man. He got a name change now.
Yeah.
The Q-Dogg done froze up on us, so it is what it be, man.
You can sound the horn for Q-Dogg, you know.
Yeah, man. I can't do it, man. But again, man, we want to thank everybody for watching, man, and we want you guys to come back, man. Come back this coming Tuesday, man. We got NBA and NFL news to talk about on the Tuesday Night Delight, man. Sports to talk about, man. Shout out to Deuce. Shout out to the Deuce in his absence, man. Shout out to Deuce and Wall Street. Shout out to Wall Street too, man, in his absence as well. Again, man, shout out to those two brothers, man. And the live chat will be open, man. Live chat will be open. So bring that smoke Tuesday. Yes, sir.
Who you got facing Q-Dogg in trivia next?
I don't know, man. We got to see. We got to see, man. Q-Dogg won't be here next week, so we got to see, man. I got to see who's in the rotation. You trying to avoid that?
No, I mean, listen. You know me. I'll step up to the plate. But you know, I got to handle Wall Street first. I got to settle that.
Yeah, I feel you. Wall Street NBA champ.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, I know you ain't in the NBA realm.
I'm gonna handle up on Wall Street the best that I can, you know. I'm gonna go take my tennis on down to Q in Minnesota, you know.
No question, man. No question. So.
You know when to find me when it's time.
Yes, sir. No doubt, man. So y'all come back, man. Tuesday, 7. I should be feeling better. man. So Tuesday at 7:05 Eastern time. only on YouTube, man. We're gonna get on out of here. Q-Dogg is frozen, but we gonna get on out of here, baby. No doubt, no doubt. My man 504 GC.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Mr. President.
Yes, sir. Shout out Luis Perez, man.
Oh, there you go. There you go. There you go with that boo. All right, man. We'll see y'all Tuesday, 7:05 p.m., man. Y'all be safe. Stay safe.
I know what it is.
No doubt.